Hey folks, welcome back another Opponent Master video, and today let's talk about Hop and Zamazenta over here. So, Hop and Zamazenta, the newest free legendary event unit, which, by the way, you guys should all grind out, because it's good, right? And it's free, right? Why not? What else are you spending your stamina on, right? Grind this guy out, solid unit, right? Support. So yeah, let's talk about it then. So in terms of like its base kit, we could look at 20 out of 20 numbers because you'll get 20 out of 20 eventually, right? So at 20 out of 20, you got okay-ish speed, right? Pretty good speed, I'd say, and then really good defense, solid special defense, and pretty good HP, right? And you also have a passable attack stat for a support unit, which is important in this case because usually supports don't really do damage, but there are, you know, your occasional damage dealer supports like a Singsu Lisa, Sabrina, or whatever, right? Then you have Zamazenta who could also do that very well. Also, right? So you have this obviously 4-gauge Behemoth Bash over here, which is hard to say out loud. Behemoth Bash. I'm trying to get used to it. Solid power, although the power doesn't get like really good until the opponent uses a sync move, where you get an extra 50% on top of that, right? 100% accuracy single target, seal type physical, right? Then you have Metal Claw, which is a 1-gauge spammable move, which is cool, I guess. Potions to heal, and then your train move, which is your main buffing move, which is good, but also nothing like super special. It's just +2 attack for your team, +1 defense, and +1 crit for your team. It's pretty simple, but it's good, right? It's just not anything wow or amazing or interesting, right? And then as for your sync move, it's the same as Zacian's, right? You get a 2x multiplier when the opponent already has a sync buff. And then for your passives, you have Sentry Entry, which gives you +2 defense when you enter the battle. Healthy Benefits 5, which is when you're at max HP, reduce the damage that you take. And then Free Venge, I think is how you pronounce it, right? 50% chance of giving yourself a free move next effect when you get hit by a move, which is really, really good. Because again, first of all, you are a support that doesn't have speed buffs, and you want to use this 4-gauge move. So this could come in handy, right? So anyways, let's talk about the grid and stuff, right? So first of all, in terms of lucky skill, there are 2 ways you could go about this. Okay, 3 ways. Okay, maybe 4. So your first way is the traditional. Okay, it's a support, it's a tank. Give it vigilance so don't get crit, right? Which is fantastic, right? You know, if you don't get crit, you survive longer. Makes a lot of sense, right? So Vigilance is obviously a very, very, very solid choice here. Another choice you can go with is Crit Strike 2. Just do more damage on your Behemoth Bashes, right? Which is fine as well as your sync move if you want to do that, I guess, right? Although I wouldn't really sync them. Not that a sync is terrible after the opponent gets a sync buff, but I mean, I would expect your damage dealer to do more, or else your damage dealer kind of sucks. I don't know. Right? So yeah, Crit Strike 2, another option if you want to do some more damage. So either you go more offensive or more defensive, right? In that case, another option would be Defense Crush / Fast Track, right? Because Fast Track is, again, you you don't have speed buffs, and it would help you get a bit more speed, right? With that speed stat, get more speed, right? And then the other thing that you could do is like maybe Defense Crush, so you do more damage physically. It's just those are honestly just cases if you can't get Vigilance or Crit Strike 2, then those are like fallback options. But overall, it's either you want to go Crit Strike 2 or Vigilance, right? Do more damage, Crit Strike 2, tank better, Vigilance, because he's definitely a tank, right? Definitely a tank. All right, moving on to the sync grid. We're just gonna go for 3 out of 5 because there's really no point for 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, right? Because again, you're getting free 5 out of 5. All right. As for the grid itself, there really aren't too many variations. It's pretty, almost every build is kind of the same. I mean, there's just a few nodes that you want to pick up, and you just go for that, right? You want to pick up MP Refresh on Hop to it, so you can max out crit and physical attack, right? That's basically want this on every single build, right? If you want to go HP defense, it doesn't really matter, right? And then, yeah, another thing you would probably want is Behemoth Bash Move Gauge Refresh 4, right? It is Move Gauge Refresh 4, which is pretty solid. Probably you want Healthy Healing, right? For gradual heals for yourself. And then for the rest, you could pick up like a Potion Master Healer down here if you want, right? You could do that. Or you could do this. You could pick up Potion MP Refresh as well. And then instead of that power up for Behemoth Bash, you could go for the Special Defense power up, right? So let's get to MP Refresh, 3M Potion, Master Healer 1 Potion, Unbending, Healthy Healing, Behemoth Bash Move Gauge Refresh, and hop to it, MP Refresh. There are cases where you really need the speed, right? And if you just don't want to be like a support, or not support, like a damage healing support, just want to go like full support, you could, I guess, go with like Metal Claw Move Gauge Refresh instead. And then over here, you could just pick up like the second Master Healer, right? That obviously comes at the cost of not having Healthy Healing, right? And that's also another option too, even if you're in like this state. You could pick between, do you want the Healthy Healing or do you want the Master Healer over here, right? If it's just for, if you're just trying to heal Hop himself, I would probably just go with Healthy Healing. If you don't really care about healing Hop and your potions are, you really need to heal your other units, then Master Healer maybe, right? But better. Although again, it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, it's just an extra 10% here, 5% if your ally healing down, right? So yeah, I just like Health Healing a bit more overall. I think it's a bit more useful. As for any other stuff, Wise Entry, it's I don't know. I'm not like, it's 8 energy for like +1 special defense. I mean, if you really need it, I guess, right? There are certain scenarios where you could definitely use it, right? Sharp Entry, I don't really care for. Just get the MP Refresh on hop to it, right? It's to your team as well, not just yourself. But in terms of like benefits of going for Sharp Entry, there really aren't any, honestly. I mean, I guess you could like do that and then like come down here, Metal Claw, Move Gauge Refresh, and still have Healthy Healing. But like, then you're Metal Clawing, so who cares about your Metal Claw damage with crit? So yeah, as for some other stuff, Adrenaline, don't really care. Emergency Huddle, don't really care either. Like, look at this note, man. It's so bad. Swag Bag, don't care. You can max out your attack anyways with hop to it, MP Refresh. Stoic, also don't really care that much. You're tanky enough to not really, not need it. And yeah, that's basically his nose. It's pretty simple grid. There really aren't, again, too many variations here, right? So in terms of team building, again, support, you just throw him wherever you need him, right? Just anything that needs physical buffs, throw him in there, right? If you want, you could throw him on like Leon teams for the Galar Flag Bearer, right? Extra multipliers, solid support, right? To begin with, I mean, it's much better than Pierce. So it's Pierce the only other Galarian support. Anyways, yeah, just anything that needs physical buffs, maybe defense buffs, crit buffs, all that stuff. Throw them in there. Want to do some extra damage, then you might want a unit with some speed control, right? Help your gauge management, whether it be a move gauge acceleration unit, a straight up speed buffing unit, or just offensive units that don't really have any gauge issues, right? Or have other ways to deal with their gauge issues. So again, you could also DPS with Beam Bash here. So anyways, that's me with this one. I guess I'll be all adrenaline. My guys, take in the comments down below. Like, enjoy this video, start our channel for some more fun content. I'll see you guys in the next one.